Hey, folks, it's Dave and Ron here from the Digital to Dice podcast, and we're going to be playing some season ticket football beta tonight. This kind of piggybacks off our show today
Mm-hmm.
that we did about, doing how do betas and what we like and what we don't like about doing the beta. And so this is must be number 3 or
This is the
4.
third beta that we've played,
Okay, the
and,
third update here.
and this
Okay.
is the first one that actually has a choice of teams outside of the 85 Bears and Patriots.
Yes,
So
yes, yeah.
the first two times that we took a look at this, we played the 85 Bears and the 85 Patriots. And to be honest, the first beta we thought played like football, but it really wasn't specific to the Bears and the Patriots. Certainly those
Mm-hmm.
teams. So it made some suggestions, and other people made some suggestions. And so the second beta, which we tried last week, I think it wasn't it last Friday night?
I think it was last Friday night. Yeah.
We both thought was a big improvement. And in fact,
Hmm.
one of the things that happened was Richard Dent sacked Tony Eason on back-to-back plays.
Yeah.
And to
Yep.
me, that kind of felt like in the first beta, it felt like football, but the defense just, you couldn't stop anybody.
Hmm.
In the second beta, the 85 Bears showed some teeth. I mean, realistically, the Patriots should be okay, but the Bears won what 10. We did pretty much a full half. I think we pretty much did a full half the last time.
Yeah, we did the first half. Yeah.
And it was 10-7 Chicago at the half, which is pretty close to how that should have gone. I mean, the Bears only scored 24 points in their
Yeah.
first two playoff games.
Yeah, it
So
wasn't too
we're
bad. So here's what we got here. Yeah. So
let me finish up.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And so Clay asked we've been asking for, it'd be more helpful to us if there was a season. So actually, so we didn't have great teams to play against each other. And so Clay asked over the course of the week, what seasons would you like? And to our surprise, he made every season that people asked for. There's now 11 full seasons in the beta. So go ahead. That's pretty much where we are.
So this is what we got, and you can get this again. This is all free right now. This beta and he put it up on Facebook on the Season Ticket Football Facebook group. So we got the rules here, and there's only 6 pages of rules, and I got them printed on both sides. So we're going to go through
really
the
only
rules.
4 because we haven't played the advanced yet. So the last two.
No, we're not playing the advanced. We're just kind of playing the basic right now. So we were just going over this to see what was different in this version. So he's got a little score sheet here that's kind of neat. It's kind of generic, but it kind of simulates the time. I don't know if that's 30 plays right there. It might be 30 plays in the quarter, but it just kind of simulates what time's on the clock. And then in the 2 minutes, it kind of slows down. And the same in the fourth quarter. The 2 minute really slows down a lot, so you get a lot of plays in that.
I like that. That takes a lot of the guesswork out of it.
Now you
want to make that larger on the screen, what you're showing on that camera?
No, that's okay. This is just kind of a
because they know what we look like.
Yeah. So I might be able to. Yeah. So let me see if I can do that. Okay.
Because I'm going to be looking because all you're going to see is this when I'm trying to read charts and stuff like that.
So how about that?
Go. Okay.
Alrighty. I don't know if I can't make that any brighter, unfortunately. But so anyway, is your kickoff chart and your punts and your field goals, some interception return and fumble recovery. Over here is your play selection, and what we're going to do is we're going to roll dice to determine our play. I believe you can call plays too, but we're going to roll dice to determine our play. And then you have I believe this is our offensive play sheet here.
So if you get 4 runs and 3 passes,
yeah. So you got run, pass, before passes, short, medium, long, and a screen.
He's kind of got the screen on the run thing, which is
because he's got the pressure chart over here, is what he's got. That's why. So
most of the action will come off of the offensive card. I believe if we look at the math on that, only 1 out of every 6 plays would come off the defensive card.
Yeah. So what's going to happen here is, let's just say it's an inside run. Then you roll your dice here. And if it's a 20 to 29 on our roll, we'll go to the defensive play card. and then it'll already tell us what we're looking at for a defense. And then if we're playing rush contain, we take a look over here. I don't think you re-roll on this.
We haven't in the
But
first
now you might, though, because see, it says 20 to 29 on before. On the defensive cards, it would be locked in 20 to 29. And now you got a 20 to 69 here.
No,
that must be for the other plays.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So what happens here, if I'm not mistaken, see, all the defensive plays are 20 to 69.
Everything is 20 to 69.
Yeah. So what's going to happen here is if it's an inside run and you get defense, it's 20 to 29. If an outside run, it's 25 to 34. The same over here.
Oh, that's changed a bit.
So it's a little bit different.
They used to be all different. They used to be all different. So some of them now share the same.
Yep.
Defensive play call.
Philip stops by.
Yep.
So that's kind of how it works. You start on the offensive chart, which is here, and then if you need to bump it to the defense, it's here. It's all color coded, as you can see. So it's in red for the defense to let you know to come over here. And I think the blue is good for the offense and the red is good for the defense.
Yeah, it's essentially it's 50-50. So
yeah. It's all color coded. So that's how we're going to do this here. And then the last thing to show you is, let me show you the Houston Oilers card here. This is the team card here for the Houston Oilers. Your quarterbacks up here, your runners and receivers, and even the defense comes into play in this, which is nice. And you have the offensive line.
I like that. Yes, Ben. It is the same season ticket as Craig Dresloc's game.
Yes. Yep. This is Clay's football version of the baseball game. And then down here, you got your kickers and your kick returners. And there's a little bit of stats in here that's kind of neat. It shows you, I always like that, what they did during the year.
I think that's new for this version, this beta too. I don't think the Patriots and the Bears had that.
You might be right. Actually, hang on one second. Let me check that here.
Or at least not to that extent.
No, they did not. It was blank.
So
stats were blank.
So
on the
stats are new to this one. And like I said, if you just joined us,
hang on one second here. On the last beta. Yep, no, they were blank. So he did fill those in. Okay.
So those are new.
It gave you points scored for the team is what it did at the top.
Okay.
And even broke it down even further. So before it was just points scored. Now it tells you how much per game they got.
That's pretty good. I mean, he got 11 seasons in a week.
Yeah. So it's team cards. So we're going to play the Oilers, and the Raiders.
Houston Oilers.
So let's go through the rules here real quick. Now that we have some people watching us and kind of see what's going on, and ready to buy. Yes. Well, let's see how it goes. We'll play a little bit. We'll describe the rules and see how it goes. And he's loving PP baseball as well. Is that
now you got me drawing the blank.
Is that payoff pitch?
Payoff pitch, yeah.
And season ticket is really fun too. And Ben's a new listener here to the Cards and Dice, but we've had some fun here. Doug comes by, and it looks like Ben's rooting for Houston. And that's payoff pitch. Okay. And Too Many Hobbies says it just based on how season ticket baseball plays. I figured it should be good. That's what I'm kind of hoping too. Is I love the season ticket. In fact, my season ticket cards are right here. I can put my hand right on them because that's how much I play that game. And so I'm kind of hoping this is good too. And Phoenix Knight comes by too. Good Phoenix Knight. All right, so let's read the rules together here. So you start off with your basic season ticket dice roll. It's the red 6 and then the 10-sided on the blue and the white, or the white and blue, red, white, and blue. So this is very similar to baseball. So you're going to get a result. What do we say? 100 to 699, right?
No, it's you add the 10-siders together.
Oh, we add them together, right? So it's going to be okay. I think is that right? 6. Something's not right here. Am I screwing this up already?
You add it's
okay.
So it's the red and the white.
It's the red and the white, and the blue is a decider.
Right.
That's what it is. So you roll the red and the white. So this would be 68, and that would be 58, and that would be 50. And then the blue is the decider. So what's going to happen a lot of times is, let's just say Earl Campbell gets the ball. It's going to say check his rush. And I think how it goes, Ron, right? If the player's blue number equals or beats the blue die, then that's good for the runner, and they'll get a better play. And so we're going to go through that right now. That's right. I'm trying to refresh myself on how to play. So you roll these 3 dice here. The blue's off to the side. That's going to be your number, and that's that. There's also other dice over here. You have your green, which is going to be my 20-sided player die, which is going to, if it doesn't specify which player, that's going to determine that. And then we have 3 8-sided dice, which is kind of weird. We're kind of hoping he might go to 10s or something like that, because the 8s are kind of weird, but that's kind of how you determine your play, is by rolling the 3 dice here, 1 for defense and 2 for offense. So,
and then there's certain bonuses that happen on 3rd down to kind of force more passing plays. We'll get into that when we have them.
P-Jet comes by.
P-Jet's hockey car race.
He's doing that again?
Yes.
That's fantastic. And he's going to, DJ says, if he buys another game, his wife's going to take away his YouTube privileges. No, I hear you. All righty. So let's just go through some of the rules. There's not many. On the kickoffs, you roll the dice. You roll the red and the white. All right. So we got a 49, and we look up the total on the kickoff table. All right. So let's just play this right along here, Ron, shall we? All right, so we're going to play, and we're going to say Houston kicks off to the Raiders.
Okay, and you roll a 49?
So Houston, I'm going to put Houston in possession, and they're going to kick off. So I rolled a 49.
So received at the white die, -7.
All right, so the kickoff roll here on the kick, it's received at the white die, -7. What's great about Clay's games is he puts, like, colored dice on here, so you know exactly what you're looking at. You never have to wonder. All righty, so if I got the 9 here, that's received it to 2, right?
Okay, so we determine who's Oakland's returner.
All right, so blah 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 blah. Received. Kick is caught by the kick returner at the specified yard line. Use the dice shown to determine the yard line. Do not re-roll any dice.
Okay. So who's the returner? What's
use
the number?
the player die to determine the kick returner. So I think that's the 20-sided die.
Yes.
And I rolled an 18.
So Harold Hart is going to have a breakaway.
So hang on a sec. So we go to our kickoff return, and 13-18 is Harold Hart. Yeah, so Harold Hart is going to receive the ball at the 2. So let me just write this down. So Hart gets the ball at the 2.
Right.
Now,
this is new. We haven't done this yet. This is new as of this version.
Kick return yards, bonus kick return.
It's a breakaway on the 49.
Okay. The return. Okay, so receive. Okay, so it is so we do not re-roll the dice, right?
Nope. Yes, we do. I think we do.
Well, hang on a sec here. Again, this is our first time playing it. This is kind of what we do when we beta. Okay. Roll the result dice of the play there. Read the D6 and the D10.
Yes.
Total on the kickoff table. The kick shows the result of the kick. Kick goes out of bounds. Touchback received by the kickoff. Use the dice shown to determine the yard line. Do not re-roll any dice.
Okay, breakaway.
Nice.
Keep going. If the return column shows breakaway, determine the length of the return as follows. Re-roll the 3 result dice and add them together. And
so we're not re-roll. So what happened?
We are re-rolling.
But what I'm saying is that the kickoff is the 49, so it's received it to 2.
Right.
And we continue over here with the breakaway, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, so we do not re-roll for the return.
Yes, we do. No, not for anything. It's not a breakaway.
Well, what I'm saying is so the 49 we rolled,
right,
is the kick to tell us where it is.
Yes.
To determine the return, do we
re-roll? No, you do not.
You
do not re-roll to determine how the return starts.
Okay, so it's going to be a breakaway automatically here. So,
right.
So like over here, a 50 is out of bounds, ball placed at the 40.
You would not re-roll for that.
So basically, we just go across.
Right. Okay. It's the same reading for that.
Yeah. Okay. So we go across.
And it's confusing because the first thing it says in breakaway in the rules is to re-roll.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it did kind of say. Sorry, I'm just putting on my fan here. Yeah, that's a confusing thing. We talked about that today in the podcast. Was making absolutely sure we know when to re-roll and when not to
Right.
re-roll. And it does say use the dice shown to determine the yard line. Do not re-roll any dice. So I guess under received, we do not re-roll any dice. For dice shown next to each other, read those dice as 2-digit, which we did. Use the player die, which is that you did. And KR returns.
You wouldn't re-roll if it wasn't a breakaway.
Okay, so on a breakaway, determine the length as follows. Re-roll the 3 dice, add them together, add the speed, and find the result on the breakaway table.
All right, so we re-roll the blue, the white, and the red.
Okay, now I'm looking for the breakaway table.
It's on the defensive card. It's on the back of the defensive card.
Oh, you are correct. Okay, yep, there it is, breakaway table. Okay, so we're gonna and again it shows you the die rolls. So we're gonna re-roll these 3.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So Harold Hart gets it at the 2. And we're gonna re-roll these. We're gonna add his speed. So he's gonna get a nice return here, I think. Well, that 0 kind of sucks for him. Yep. So he's gonna get 10 plus the speed.
10 plus 8. So 18.
Okay. So that brings out to 20.
It says here you use the roll total if it's under 23. So he gets 18 yards.
Oh, I see. We got to go over here to the chart. You're right. Okay. So you said his roll was 10 and 18?
18.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep, 18.
8, and he gets it in 8 yards.
So, yes. All right. So it says, hang on a second. So the breakaway is 22 yards.
No. Look at that again. It's whatever if it's less than 22, it's that many yards, whatever it is. So 4 and 6 is 10, and his yards give him 8 for 18.
Right.
So it's a number of
22 or less. It's what it is.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
So get 18. Okay. So that's a little confusing. The kickoff there. Maybe we're reading too much into that. Maybe I am. But okay. Now I think we established the kickoff procedure. And Phoenix Knight says maybe if they worded as read the result across from the roll. Yes. Yep.
Breakaway with a re-roll. Yeah. So put breakaway and then re-roll.
Yeah, maybe like an arrow saying, "Okay, here's the kick," and then go here automatically. Yep. No, that's a good idea. That's what we're here for,
Yep.
And Doug comes by and cut a historical. He's catching Ron Juckett live. Yes. And that's why he's doing ASG golf. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. All right. So
okay, so it looks like he brought it out to the 20.
It's all that for 1st and 10 on the 20 for the Raiders.
Yep. All right, Oakland with the ball. We played 7 seconds according to our chart here. Let's see if I can slide down a little bit.
All right. So now what he's going to do is we refer to the special teams chart because we're going to roll to see what the play call is for both teams. And so for the offense, you roll 2 8-sided die. And for the defense, it's 1. And
okay.
So it's just straight up. We're not adding or subtracting anything here. So 1st and 10 from the 20.
So I have a 7 and a 3.
So outside run for the Raiders.
All right. So on the offense, 7 is
rush contain.
Outside run, and 3 is rush contain. All right. So the Raiders with the ball. So we're gonna go, and we said it was outside run, and rush contain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so we got a 1st and 10 now on the 20-yard line. So Oakland with the ball. So Stabler under center. And he's going to go outside run to rush contain. So we need to do the outside run, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we roll all of these, I believe, right? Oh, we never finished reading the instructions.
Well, so we'll just go through it as we go through. So now it's the
so our play selection, play results. We already talked about going to the defense card. There is pressure, and we'll go to the pressure shot if we need that too.
On the pass,
And we're not going to do the advanced rules tonight. There's a few things here on field goal attempts and punts that we'll get to when we get there. But let's just start the game going here anyway. All right, so let me roll all of these. All right, so outside run against rush contain. All right. Okay, so we have a 38.
It's going to be on the offensive line. and we're going to check the rush.
Okay, so
it's
38 is
four or less is what you want if you're Oakland.
okay. So we got the outside of the offensive line
Right.
with a 38, and it says rush.
Right.
All righty. Now we look over here. Is the blue die? Is it greater than the rating, or is it less than or equal to the rating? So you want it to be. You want the blue die
to be less than or equal to.
Right. Because so the idea is you want the player to beat the die, right?
Mm-hmm.
The player to beat the die. If the die beats the player, then
that's
better.
then that's advantage defense.
Right. All right. So let's take a look at the offensive line, and our roll is a 7.
So it's greater.
Our offensive line, we said the rush, right?
Right.
The rush is a 4.
Yep.
So that means the blue die is greater.
And so in this case, it'll be minus 2 yards.
Yep. Okay.
And so who's the lucky ball carrier? What
13.
number?
13.
It'll be Arthur Whittington.
Okay, so we come over here, and on the rush, 11 of 16 is Arthur Whittington, and so Whittington is hit for a 2-yard loss. So Whittington minus 2.
It does have a good rhythm to it once you get into it.
Well, we haven't played it in a week either, and there's some changes that we're getting used to too. So you'll see this pick up as we get going here.
So no changes in how plays are called on second down.
Yep. So we got second down and 12 from the 18. Now, is there any changes here on second and 12?
No, not on first down or second down. We'll explain it when we get to third down.
Okay. And that's on the the play selection chart
which is on the special teams page.
On third and fourth down. Okay.
Right.
All righty. So let's roll our 3 die here.
Mm-hmm.
And we have 10 and 6.
Short pass, cover 2.
Okay. So we got a short pass and cover 2. All righty. So let's roll our dice here. So it's going to be a short pass.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have an 11.
Tight end 1. Who's going to be Dave Casper in receiving, which is a 6.
Okay, so we're going to look here. So it's going to be tight end 1, Dave Casper, and Ron says, and we're checking the rating is the receiving. And like Ron said, his receiving was a 6.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 9, so that means good play by the Houston defense. So if it's greater than the rating, it is incomplete.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you just kind of read across here. Again, the first column is if the player either meets or beats the die roll. The second column is good for the defense because that means that the defense, the blue die is the defense beating that. Now, again, depending who you're checking, the die, it's not always offense defense. The blue die is going to determine. So if you're checking defense, the blue die is now better for the offense if it's higher, things like that.
All right. So since it's third down.
All right. So let me just put incomplete. And we said Casper, right?
Right.
Okay. So incomplete to Casper. All right. So now we have
third and 12, right?
Third and 12 from the 18. And cut it off. I'm sorry. Sweetest Jeff comes by. Happy Friday night to you. And Phoenix Knights is jumping ahead here. But how does time tick off in this game?
Just show them what
I
you're
can do that,
writing
but
on.
I wonder what the rules say here for timing.
It's 30 seconds per play for the first quarter.
The game clock, page 4. So I'll read you what the rules say for the game clock. In the basic game, all plays take 30 seconds off the clock. Exceptions: plays in the last 2 minutes of either half only take 10 seconds. Alternatively, you can write your results on the basic game by play sheet to track the time clock. Notes: advanced rules coming soon include rules for more detailed clock management. So what I got here on this chart, this came with the game. You can see that it starts at 15 minutes, and it just kind of simulates the plays. And I'm pretty sure if I count all the way down here, that's going to be 30 plays. If I let me just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually, it's got 35.
Huh.
It's 30. I have 35 plays on this
here. That's closer to reality.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. And Ron McGrath comes by. Hi, Ron.
Hi, Ron.
All right, so now we have a 3rd and 12 on the 18 for Oakland. Again, we're
So
playing.
on third down, or if you go for and fourth down, you either add or subtract to the dice here, and this is to pretty much guarantee that on 3rd and long you're going to get a pass play, and on 3rd and short you're going to get a run play.
Okay.
So on the chart it says 6+ yards, which we have here on 3rd and 12. We're adding both 6 to the offensive and defensive play call roll,
which is going to probably bump us up. And if you look at the chart here, the runs, sorry, Taco Bell. The runs are lower, and then the passes are higher. So when you add that 6, it's going to bump that up into the passing zone. Same for defense. You got goal line, rush, contain, bump, and run, and then you got your cover, passing deep.
You're pretty much guaranteed to be in a pass defense on 3rd and long.
Yeah, so it's gonna probably bump you up here. And hey, comes by. Good to see you. We're trying out a new game here tonight, a beta version of the game. And so here we go. So I have a 12 and a 7.
So 12 and 6 is 18. So it's a medium pass and a deep zone.
Medium pass versus a deep zone. Okay. And that's interesting. That medium pass is 17 plus. Long pass is only 15 and 16. Interesting. Okay.
It's a more accurate pass.
I think though you can call your plays in this game, right?
Yes, you can.
So if you wanted to call inside run, outside run, you could call what you want.
But long passes, the chances for completions are pretty slim.
Right. So we got a 3rd and 12 from the 18 for Oakland right now, and I got a 27.
Got 27, so we're going to be checking Stabler for accuracy.
All right, so the quarterback accuracy. Okay. So I got a 5 on the blue die.
No, it's a 3.
Stabler, he's only a 3 accuracy?
He wasn't that accurate.
I thought he was unbelievable.
No, he wasn't.
No?
Pass is incomplete.
All right, so the blue die beats that. So we said it was a 27. No, 27.
He threw 16 touchdowns and 30 picks.
Quarterback accuracy. The blue die is greater than the rating, so that is incomplete. Yes, you are correct. Okay. And it's going to 13.
So Dave Casper again.
Okay. So 2 passes in a row to Casper, incomplete. So now we have a 4th and 12 on the 18, and Oakland will punt. So
all right, Ray Guy comes out.
Use the punt table on the special teams play card. Roll the result dice and player die. The result die determines the punt distance from scrimmage. Read the red and white die as a 2-digit number. Perform any addition or multiplication as shown. Add the punter's distance bonus to this distance. After determining the punt distance, the punting team may choose to subtract the number of yards exactly equal to the punter's accuracy.
So if you were doing a coffin corner, you could potentially not have a touchback.
Okay. If the final punt distance put the ball in the end zone, the result is the touchback. Otherwise, determine the punt return distance. Use the return result shown next to the punt distance result. Do not re-roll the dice.
Except for if we get a breakaway.
Yep. Okay. So we're going to do it right now. So I'm looking at all 3 dice here and the player die.
Right.
Okay. So we have a 54.
Okay, so 54. So it's red 5 and white 4.
Yep.
So you're going to subtract 10 for 44 yards.
Okay, so Ray, now we add the punter distance.
Okay, so
which is
it's
4.
44, and then you add 4.
So 45 is minus 10, so that's 30. I'm sorry, 54. 54 minus 10 is 44 plus 4
for 48.
For 48 yards on the punt.
All right. So determine who is Houston's punt returner. What's the number?
I got a 4. Now let me determine where that ball landed first off. I got to do some math here. So that's going to be 66.
Okay.
So that's going to put the ball on the 34-yard line of Houston. So on the 34-yard line of Houston.
Who's my returner?
4.
Ronnie Coleman.
Ronnie Coleman receives the punt.
And so Coleman is going to have the blue die, which is
1.
and 1 for his yards. It's a
1
2-yard
plus 1 is
return.
2. Okay. All right. So it's a 48-yard kick by Guy to the 34-yard line. Ronnie Coleman gets it and returns it 2 yards to the 36. Simple enough. And so now Houston has the ball 1st and 10 on the Houston 36-yard line. Okay. The more you play it, actually, I find that it starts to make more sense. You know, when you we're struggling through the first couple of plays here, but then you get into the groove of it. You're like,
Yeah.
And then you start realizing what you're looking at. Okay.
Yeah, I got the sense right from when we did the first beta that it really did feel like football.
Yep. So it's going pretty well now.
All right.
Again,
so no bonuses here on first down. So
okay, 1st and 10 on the 36. Good field position for Houston. So I rolled a 13 and a 1.
Medium pass and goal line.
Ooh. Wow, that's a mismatch. All right, medium pass. Raiders playing tight for the run here. Looking for Earl Campbell probably.
Yeah.
And did you see Pastorini's accuracy?
I haven't looked yet.
It's a 1.
Yeah.
If Stapler's a 3, then yeah, Pastorini's got to be a 1. All righty, so we got a medium pass. And I rolled a 23 on medium pass.
Wide receiver 2.
Wide receiver 2.
Receiving.
So wide receiver 2 is Mike Renfro.
Yep.
His receiving is a 2.
Look again.
Mike Renfro, his receiving is a
3.
Okay. So his receiving is a 3. The blue die is a 5.
Incomplete.
So, incomplete pass. Yeah. So if we just follow this along one more time, the 23 is wide receiver 2. We're checking his receiving quality, which we said was a 3. And it's blue die is greater than that. So it's incomplete. So incomplete to Renfro.
Second down.
We haven't had a first down.
We haven't even had a positive yard yet.
Remember the last time we played this with the Bears and the Patriots? They both just went up and down the field.
Oh, yeah. There was no defense whatsoever.
Yep. And then the second time we played it, they got 1 punt, I think, or 2 punts. And now we got a couple of normal teams here, and it seems to be playing pretty well. All right, 2nd and 10 on the 36 now for the Houston Oilers, number 1. All righty, so I got a 5-7.
Inside run, cover 2.
Inside run against a cover 2. 24.
Hold on, let me get there.
Yep.
Let me get there. Inside run. Ooh, defensive play.
All right, so we rolled 20 to 29. So we're going to go to the defensive play card, and it's a cover 2.
We don't re-roll. Right.
We don't re-roll. So on the 24.
Okay, defensive lineman 3 tackle.
Defensive lineman 3 tackle. So I'm looking at Dave Browning.
Yep.
Who has a 4.
Yep.
And so I take it we're looking at the blue die again, right?
Yes, always.
No, it doesn't have the blue die here, though, like it does on offense. Did you notice that? Like here, it says the blue die. That's our reference point. And over here, it does not. But I'm assuming that we're going blue die because it's the same amount. So I rolled a 0 on the blue die.
We did that. So 0 would be less than that, right?
Yeah. So that you can't lose to a 0.
Right.
So if we look at Browning, and we said that it was his tackle.
Yeah.
So it's greater than. And so on a 20. No, he wins.
Right. So it'd be less than.
Yes. That's a good column. Yeah. So a 0 is less than his rating. Yeah. So his rating is greater than. This is confusing here. How that is. I think I would rather have it rating versus the die.
Sign should be rating and then the sign, not the sign.
I would reverse that because even over here it's kind of confusing here. So I would put is the rating greater than or equal to the blue here? Is the rating less than or equal to than here or whatever it is? But yes, I would reverse that because that is kind of confusing here.
In any event, it's 3 yards for number whom?
15.
Rob Carpenter.
So Carpenter picks up 3 yards. And so that's going to leave us a 3rd and 7 now.
All right, so we get the full plus
On the
6 bonus
39.
on 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 7.
Okay, so it's 3rd and 7, so we have the bonus. And Ben wants to go watch that Lions-Bucks game from 78 that
No,
I
you
did.
don't.
Wasn't that terrible? Wasn't that terrible?
There must be an Amtrak hearing on C-SPAN you'd rather watch or something like that.
yeah. All right, so we got a 3rd down, so we're going to apply that bonus that's in the play
so
selection box.
Give me the raw numbers, and I'll do the bonus in my head.
12-8.
Well, it's going to be a medium pass against a deep zone.
So they played that correctly. Medium pass against a deep zone. So let's get our medium pass.
All right, I'm ready for you.
All righty, so medium pass. So offense is blue, by the way, and defense is red.
Yeah,
you can see the colors here. All righty, so I got a 64 in the medium pass.
Defensive lineman 3.
Ooh, going for the sack here. Going for the
sack, and that's going to be Dave Browning, and his sack rating is a 3.
And I rolled the 3, so he meets or beats it.
He beats it, and so it's going to be
a sack 9.
Oh, it'll be helpful if I looked in the right card, Ron.
Medium pass,
sack,
D3.
9-yard sack. Yep.
Sack, a 9-yard
now,
sack.
if it was greater, it would have been complete for 17. But the Raiders just stop them dead.
And they had the cover 2 on that too as well. So now the thing about this I noticed is that the only time that cover 2 would come into play is if we rolled off the defensive card, correct?
Yeah. Yes. So it doesn't matter what way they call on the defense unless you get that 1 in 6 chance.
Yep. So basically, yeah. So like Ron says, you got about a 1 in 6 chance of going to the defensive card.
So most of those readings are going to be off the offensive card, but because you got there's defense on those offensive plays, your defense matters a lot.
Yeah. So again, the first part of this here, you're checking the offense, and then on the second part, you're checking the defense. So even though you're not going to the defensive card, you're still checking the defense, and I do like that.
So
and oh, by the way, Ben says the Brewers are pounding the Tigers 7-0 in real life. Interesting. All right, so we got a minus 9-yard sack. That's going to give us a 4th and 16. Back on the 30-yard line. So here comes
Houston.
Here's our punt, right? So in comes Cliff Parsley, who I'm familiar with.
His cousin Cliff Garlick doesn't get any distance either, so it's just a straight yards.
Yeah, no distance. All
distance. There is accuracy, but
I rolled a 15.
So you times that by 2, the 1 and the 5, for 30.
So no, yeah, 15
times 2 is 30.
Yep, so 30 and a fair catch.
Yep, a shank in good field position for the Raiders.
30-yard fair catch by 16 if you want to get technical about it. Neil Colsey, he does all the punt returning.
Okay.
Anyway. So 30 yards and a fair catch. So Oakland ball.
Where's the line of scrimmage?
We were on the 30 and we punted 30, so that would be the 40, Oakland 40.
Yep. Oakland 40.
1st and 10 on the Oakland 40-yard line, and we got 11:21 to play here in the first quarter. So we played about 3 minutes and a half, 3.5 minutes.
We've done one possession for each team, so then 2, 3.
All righty. All right, so here we go. So we're going to go back to the Raiders now on the offense.
Yeah, so no bonuses here, so it's a straight read.
3-4.
Don't talk about my height like that. It's an inside run and a bump and run.
Inside run against a bump and run. So let's get our inside run chart going here. 39.
Going to be running back 3. And we're going to read off the power. So Robisky's power is 4.
I rolled a 0, so he's going to win that.
Power. 2 plus the blue.
0, so 2 yards. Right?
Sure.
So Robisky,
all that for a 2-yard gain.
2 yards. That was actually went pretty quick, I thought.
Yeah. See, the blue die being only on the offense because that would be the only randomizer. Everything else has a set number.
The blue die is very important in this game.
Yeah.
All right, so Oakland ball again. So we have a 2nd and 8 on the Oakland 42 right now.
So we're playing as is.
6-8.
Inside run, pass blitz.
Inside run against a pass blitz. All right, here we go. 55.
Going to be a defensive check here for defensive line 2.
And we're checking his tackle rating.
Mm-hmm. Curly Culp.
Curly Culp.
Hall of Famer.
He's got a 6.
Yes, he does. What's the roll?
3.
So it beats it. And
He stuffed him. 55. He stuffed him.
Stuffed him, yep.
Absolutely nothing. So 0 yards, and that was 20 on the carry.
Oh, that is Ronnie Coleman. Earl Campbell has been quiet so far.
No, this is Oakland, so it's Banaszak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Banaszak.
I wonder why I got, yeah. See, Banaszak, sounds like the name of a TV detective show from the era. Next, because it was next on
and it's Pete Banaszak, so it's a wicked 70s name.
Yes. All right. So
so no yards. So we got a 3rd and 8 now on the Oakland 42.
All right. So it's +6s on the bonuses.
Alrighty.
3rd and long again.
So I'm thinking we're going to be going pass here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I have a 12-8.
So it's going to be a medium pass in a deep zone.
Medium pass against a deep zone. 34.
Offensive line protect.
All right. So their protect is a 3.
Okay.
I rolled a 6.
So we go to the pressure chart.
So we're going to go to the pressure chart, which is right below here.
Now, do we re-roll for that or no?
Let's find out. And yeah, it's Uncle Ron here, right? We're trying a new football game out here tonight. All right, so let's go back here.
I think we would need to.
Okay, pressure. Okay. The pressure result indicates that the offensive line has failed to protect the quarterback. Roll the result dice again and find the result on the pressure table. So we're looking at another result here.
So just like you would on the breakaway, we re-roll for the pressure.
Yeah, all right. So the pressure's on the quarterback. Oilers coming in on 3rd and 8, and I rolled a 14.
Quarterback evade.
Well, I got a Stabler's a 4, and I rolled a 4.
Oh, you're gonna like this, buddy boy. It is breakaway.
So Stabler escapes? Is that what he does?
Yes, he does, because he was less than or equal to the rating. So breakaway. So now we go to the defensive chart.
Okay, the breakaway is on the back, you said, right?
Yep.
And and we re-roll, right?
Yep.
Okay. So Stabler escapes the rush. The snake on his bad knee.
There's no speed here, so it's just the 3.
Okay, so he's got 0 speed. Okay.
0 speed.
All right, so I rolled 1-4-1.
Wow. 7 yards. Or no, 6 yards.
6 yards, yeah, because under 23,
right?
It's just what the dice is, so it's 6 yards. So Stabler scrambles for 6. So he's going to come up short. So it's a 4th and 2 now on the 48-yard line of the Raiders.
All right, Coach, what are you doing here?
This feels a lot better than the last game we played. Let me tell you. This really feels like, and maybe it was just the teams that we had, or maybe whatever.
I just think a lot of it, I think, was the teams, and I'll tell you why. I think that when you pull out, I mean, the 2 teams were the 85 Bears and Patriots, and I think because of the notoriety in a good way of the 85 Bears, you expect certain things.
Yep.
I thought the last go through was pretty well, but again, you got a legendary team there. This is
It's hard
all right.
To beat that.
4th and 2, Coach. What are we doing?
We're gonna punt. Phoenix Knight says, you know what I'm starting to think might be helpful. A flow chart for plays with the rules to reference. We talked about that today as flow charts on the show. We talked about beta testing games and flow charts.
All right. So if you go for it here, it's 4th and 2.
Mm-hmm.
There's no bonus on either.
Yeah, no, it's four. I'm not. That's at the 40. Their own 48-yard line. It's. We're gonna kick it away. I
Okay.
think we're gonna kick it away. All right, so let me roll here for Ray Guy and the punt. So I rolled a 24 on the punt.
So multiply that by 2.
So that's 48 plus his distance of 4.
Okay.
So
now, does he have an accuracy rating here?
no.
Then he doesn't subtract it. It's
So
a
that
touchback.
well, it drops it on the goal line. So that punt lands. It's on the goal line. And
All right, let's take a look.
let's take a look here on the punts. Yeah, if it says it, final punt puts the ball in the end zone, it's a touchback.
Yeah.
Now,
Goal line. Well, if it's on the 0, but yes, technically the goal line is the end zone.
and now according to this right here, it's a fair catch. So
You wouldn't fair catch on your goal line.
no, but what I'm saying is that there's
Right.
no return here, is what I'm saying. Now, here's the other catch. Well, what if we were on the 47 and it
was
comes
on the
down to
1?
1? He's not going to fair catch that. So that there might be some.
Well, theoretically, you would just, because you get the distance, it just kind of, that's where the roll comes in. You would wave it away, and the Raiders would down on the Houston 1.
So you think that's what it is there?
That's what I would think of. Yeah.
That's so you kind of okay. So the final result of everything that happened in this play would be down at the 1, right?
And as Ben would say, he would sit the rest of the season for making a fair catch at the 1.
Yeah.
So, it would be more concerning if they were trying to return it, but common sense says that's a touchback.
Yeah, no, you're right. So I guess that's something we have to look at that and say, would you
need to clarify that if it lands on the goal line or beyond.
But I mean, if that landed at the 1, you wouldn't fair catch that. So
no, you would.
I'm kind of thinking there needs to be.
Yeah.
He's well. I was gonna say if it was landed at the 1, that's one thing, they downed it, but you're not gonna fair catch it though. So I guess we're gonna have to clarify that with him. Is find out that inside the 10, you're not gonna fair catch it. So I mean, do you roll a 20-sided die to see how much it rolls, like kind of like you do with APA?
You should have the option of, because if you rolled it between a 31 and a 35, you could potentially get a lot more yards. And again, inside the 5, you're not returning that.
Yeah, so we'll have to figure out that.
But for this, it's a touchback.
Yeah, if this is the touchback, but just again, I'm just beta testing here. If that would have been the 1-yard line, the 2-yard line,
you're not. I mean, it rolls dead there.
Yeah, so that's one thing we'll have to bring up. So I just made a note on punts. All right, so now it goes back to Houston on the 1st and 10 on the 20, right after the touchback.
Yep, 1st and 10 on the 20, no bonuses.
All right, so we got 9:35 to go here in the first quarter. No score. Houston and the Raiders. We didn't say where we were playing.
I've been assuming that we've been playing in Oakland.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I always have the home team on the right.
The Lions and Bucks are next, by the way.
So I got a 4-7.
Inside run, cover 2.
All right. So let's go to our inside run. 25.
Oh, cover 2, defensive play card.
All right. So let's go to the cover 2 on a 25.
And this we do not re-roll.
Right.
Just in case people are wondering. So it's defensive lineman 3
for Oakland.
For Oakland.
And so Dave Browning, again, boy, he's called his name 3 times tonight.
Yep.
Tackle 4. I rolled a 6.
9-yard gain.
Take the better rating, and it's for 10.
Earl Campbell, first time he touches it,
finally,
he gets 9.
Earl Campbell finally goes 9 yards here for Houston.
We've not had a first down in this game.
No, it's a 2nd and 1. Quarterback sneak? What do you think?
Yeah, with Pastorini, he'll send it back down to Bakersfield.
All right, so we got a 2nd and 1 on the Houston 29.
All right.
Now Houston was 10-6, and the Raiders were 9-7. By the way,
it was off year for the Raiders. It was Madden's last year.
Oh, was it 78? Yeah, I think you're right. But maybe set up a goal line play chart to determine if the kicking team can get down and down it or out of bounds or touch. Yeah, they're going to have to be some kind of clarifications on that.
Yeah, because you wouldn't fair catch it at the
not
3.
inside the 5. Not inside the 5. Yeah, not inside the 10 usually. All right, so
Right.
I have a 7 and a 2.
Outside run, rush contain.
All righty. Now what I do here in the chart is I write down what each is, so if we ever something happens and we forget, we know it's an outside run versus rush contain. So I like to write that down. How about a 25?
How about a rush contain?
Yeah, we're gonna go with the rush contain.
First time we've had that.
Yeah.
All right, rush contain 25, cornerback 2
for Oakland.
Yep.
Monty Jackson,
tackle,
is a 5,
and
I roll the 4.
So it's a 2-yard gain.
So he gets the lesser of the 2. Yep.
Yeah. 2-yard gain for whom?
14.
Tim Wilson.
So Wilson.
Say it. We haven't had one yet. Your turn.
And it's a first down.
There you go.
First and 10. And that's at the 2-yard gain. So it's a 31-yard line. Just barely got it. Barely got that. All righty. So first down for Houston at the 31-yard line. So we played, well, it's 8:44 to play. So we played what? 16?
Almost half the quarter.
Yeah, we finally got our first down. So 2 even teams matching up here. Okay. And again, we're kind of making notes here on some of the things. So we I definitely want to write that note about the punt inside the 10. That's one of the things we want to talk about here and figure that out.
That's one of the things that we talked about on the show, is that you get things that you don't necessarily think of, and it just happens to pop up in the situation, like the punts.
Well, that's the thing, is you play and you get a situation like, whoa, this doesn't make sense. So we need to have a little something for that. All right. So we go 1st and 10 now. So I have a 5-6.
Inside run, cover 2.
Inside run against a cover 2. All righty. I got a 52.
Defensive line 1, tackle.
So Matuzak, tackle of 5. I roll the 5. So inside run.
Who's losing a yard?
52. Yeah, minus 120.
Ronnie Coleman.
Ronnie Coleman's going to lose a yard here as he was hit by is it Matuzak?
Yep.
Matuzak makes the play. Yep. So we have a 2nd and 11 now, back on the 30-yard line. Okay. 12-4.
Draw play, bump and run.
Draw play against the bump and run. 18.
Running back 2, rush.
Well, I rolled a 0, so he's going to beat that.
All right. 6 plus blue.
6 plus 0 is 6 for 3.
No, it's running back 2.
Oh, running back 2. Okay. So Wilson.
Yep.
It says Houston has the ball. So 6 yards for Wilson, we said, right?
Yep. And I like the fact that some plays are given to specific players for the check, and others you're rolling to see. I do like that. So 3rd and 6.
3rd and 5.
All right. Now, the bonus changes here for 3 to 5 yards. You only get 3 added instead of 6.
Okay.
3 to
3
both
added
sides.
to the bonus. Okay. 3rd and 5. We're going to add 3. So I got 5-5.
So it's going to be an outside run against a pass blitz.
Outside run against a pass blitz. So they're going to try to get it done on the ground. I got a 20.
Running back 2, rush.
I guess it's 0. There's nothing there. Right? Tim Wilson rushes, says there's just a line there. So I guess that would be 0. So yeah, he can't win.
So he can't. Yeah, that's interesting.
That's how I would read that, right?
I would think so. You might want to get some clarification on that. He's going
to. If you look at the Houston defense sack, how it goes from like 4-3, 4-1, 1-3, 2-1, then down to absolutely nothing. So I would kind of assume that Although there are some interception zeros, though.
Yeah, and Robert Woods has a 0 too. However, he did get 431 yards rushing on 3.4 carry.
So let's see what the if it says anything about a dash, or if
page
player ratings. Hurry up offense. Yeah, the dash is because you are right. Somebody has a 0 on there. Determining play results, reading play results, incomplete pummel.
It doesn't say. Rushing yards is shown in red. Yards gained equals the number shown. If the result indicates includes an image of a blue 10-sided die, use that die in a calculation. Don't re-roll it. Yeah, it does not say.
Okay, so on a fumble check, a fumble rating of dash means no fumble is possible.
But he has 300 rushing yards, so we know he ran the ball.
Yeah, he's got no rush and no power. So does that mean he wouldn't win every roll, right? Or does he lose every roll? That's weird because something's wrong here because running back 2 and 3 have rushing and power on the Raiders.
So okay, what I would do here, what was the decider, what was the green die, the 20-sider?
4.
So would you default to Campbell there?
So he said outside run, running back 2 rush, and he doesn't have a rating. So he's going to lose that and get stuffed at the line. That's kind of weird. That your second running back would have no rush and no power at all. That's
looking at Oakland, only Banasek doesn't have any numbers there. Whittington would. Although Whittington's rushing average is 3.8 compared to 3.4. Now that's interesting because Casper has 5 rushing yards and has a rushing rating of 1.
Now on the Colts, running back 2, Roosevelt Leaks has 0 rush and 2 power, but he doesn't have a dash. Robin Earl of the Bears has a dash under power, but he's got 1 rush.
How many times on the 20-sider would he get the ball? Wilson would get it 4 out of 20, so 20% of the time.
11, 12, 13, 14. So yeah, he would get a 4. And he had 431 yards. I'm not sure how he gets 431 yards if he can't beat anything. He averaged 3.4 a carry. That's got to be a mistake. I'm thinking that might be a mistake. So I'm going to write that down and have him check on that.
So how do we want to do this here?
I'm looking at Otis Armstrong in the Denver Broncos is running back 2, and he's rushed 0 power dash. And he got 381 yards rushing, which I'm not sure how you would get any yards off of that.
Yeah, because there's nothing in the rules about
Kansas City Chiefs, Arnold Morgado, the fullback, is the same thing, dash and dash.
How many yards does he get?
593.
Let's see. I think he beats it.
No, I don't. Because usually the dashes, I'm looking at all the teams here. The dashes go to the lower guys. It's when you get the 7s and the 8s, like Earl Campbell's a 7 on rush and a 7 on power. That's good.
So we're gonna say he's stuffed. I'm fine with that either way, but
yeah, I mean for the purpose of this beta here tonight, we'll just say that he can't beat anything on a rush.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna get a drink. I gotta yell, so I'm gonna mute myself.
Yeah, and so we'll ask about that. All right, so it's gonna be Wilson on a 20 is 0. All right, so 0 for Wilson.
Yeah,
And
because
so
if it's a 0, it should say 0. But
you would think, yeah. So what is the difference between the dash and the 0? So yeah, so we'll that'll be another thing on our list to talk
All
about
right.
here. And that's why we do betas. So we're gonna punt away here.
Okay.
All right. And so Cliff Parsley comes back in for Houston to punt away.
He doesn't get any yards.
And 17.
So 17 plus. Okay, so what's the blue die?
7.
So multiply that by 5
Oh, wait,
for
wait, wait.
35.
Oh, okay, I'm looking at the wrong. No, wait, no. 17 is times 2.
Oh, okay, 34. Duh.
34, and it's a fair catch.
And a fair catch.
And there's no distance, right? All right, so
Right.
34 yards and a fair catch. So 1st and 10, Oakland, and that's going to put it on the 30-yard line. It's be 60-70, so it's going to be on the Oakland 30-yard line. So they're playing in between the 30s here. They really are.
A dour affair.
All right. How about this? Holy cow. Look who surfaced over here. Marco!
Marco!
What's going on, Marco? Too bad we weren't playing his Bears tonight, huh?
I wouldn't be doing 78.
All right. Let's try this. Just for giggles. All right. You know, notice we haven't had a penalty either. We haven't had a penalty.
There are not a lot of penalties in this game, and I think that's by design. I think he really just wants the game to flow.
Yep. I'm going to ask that, though. So penalties. I don't even think we have
another bottle of water, please.
I don't think we've had a penalty since
we did in our second playthrough.
We had a pass interference one time, I think, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All righty. How about this? How about you call the offensive play and I'll just roll for defense. And let's see how that goes.
Okay.
So Oakland ball, 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line.
All right. Let's go inside run to Van Egan.
All right. Inside run to Van Egan. And the defense rolls a 1.
Goal line.
So inside versus the goal line to Van Egan. All right. So Stabler. See, this is kind of more fun because now you're like, Stabler handed off to Van Egan. 41.
Offensive line power.
The power is 5. I rolled an 8, and that's going to be no gain, if it looks like, right?
Right.
All right.
It's
No
kind
gain.
of hard to do that if you take a look at the play charts because they're dependent on the runs are depending on specific ratings for some of these. I suppose thank you. That would just be an audible.
Say that again. I didn't follow that.
Okay, so on an inside run, I'd call for Van Egan RB1, but let's say you rolled like a 38, then it would be RB3 power. Or on
so
an 11.
maybe you just call inside run.
Yeah,
and you let the game determine who.
That'd probably be the best thing.
Yeah. So all right. So just call the play. Oh, Cleveland baseball fan comes by.
How you doing there? So it's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 on the 30 for Oakland.
Short pass.
3.
3 would be rush contain.
All righty. So Stable looking for a short pass. Let me get my short pass chart out here. 31.
Going to be quarterback accuracy.
He's a 3. I rolled a 2, so that's going to be good.
Aha. So it's 5 in blue.
So 5 plus 2 is 7 to number 20.
Fred Biletnikoff.
Freddie. Nice.
Freddie.
All righty. So that's going to set up a 3rd and 3 on the 37 of Oakland.
Draw.
Oh, Jacket's going to go with a draw play here on 3rd and 3.
Okay, and you're going to get a +3 bonus here.
Okay, 3.
6 is cover 2.
So a draw against cover 2. Here we go. 21.
Running back 3.
Which
is going to be rush. Robisky and a rush.
So Robisky with a 4. I
He
rolled
got
an
it.
8. I rolled an 8.
1 yard.
He gets 1. So 1 for Robisky. And that's going to set up a 4th and 2 on the 38. And
Oh,
I think
we're
we
punting
have to
from
punt on our own 38. All right. So Ray Guy comes in. He's quite the guy, this Ray Guy. I got a 13 on a punt.
Okay, so it's the 13 plus. Okay, what's the blue?
3.
Times 5 is 15. So 15 and 13 is 28.
Ooh,
Shanked it off
and
the side of his foot
out of bounds.
and out of bounds.
So it's shanked that one 28 yards out of bounds. So that's going to put the ball 50, the 66, so the 34-yard line, if my math is right. So 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line, and that's where Houston takes over. All right, let's go, Pastorini. Call us a play.
Inside run.
Against 3.
Rush contain.
All righty. 22.
Defensive play card. Rush contain 22. Linebacker 2 tackle.
That's be Oakland. Linebacker 2 is Villapiano with a 6, and I rolled a 0.
So we've determined that 0 always wins, right?
Yep. So he's gonna beat that, and
So
so
it's
it's gonna be
gonna
0.
be
Nothing.
And who's the ball
6.
carrier?
6.
Earl Campbell.
So Campbell stuffed at the line here for 0 yards. 2nd and 10 now. at the 34.
Villapiano immediately called NFL Films and did a 40-minute interview on that play.
Yes, he
One
did.
time of my life, I just beat the crap out of Earl Campbell.
I stopped him. Yes, he did. All right, what do we got on 2nd and 10 now?
I don't really want to throw with Pastorini. We'll go short pass.
5.
Bump and run.
33.
Going to be accuracy for Pastorini.
Well, his accuracy is a 1. I rolled a 5, so that's going to be
incomplete.
The 13. Mike Barber?
Yeah.
All right. So now we got a 3rd and 10 there. Jacket at the 34. So we got nothing on a run, nothing on a pass.
All right. So it's going to be +6 on the defensive call. We're going medium pass.
5.
11 is a pass blitz.
So here they come on the medium pass. Raiders 41.
Offensive line protect.
Their protect is a 6, but I rolled an 8.
So if it's greater than the rating, then we go to the pressure chart.
Yep, and I think we re-roll on the pressure chart, correct?
Yeah, I gotta get the pressure chart.
Yep. Let me just double check that on pressure. Yep. Roll the result dice again. Yep.
Okay, so we do this again.
18.
Evade for Pastorini.
He's a 7. I roll the 1, so he evades.
He evades and throws the ball away.
Incomplete.
Yep.
To 20.
That was remotely in the area of Rich Castor. It may or may not have been in the same zip code.
So I got a 4th and 10 right here.
We're punting again. By God, this is exciting, isn't it?
Nothing. Not even a field goal try.
I think we've only had the one first down.
It's been quite a stalemate. Yeah, just the 1 first down. So I got a 33 on the punt.
All right, so it's 33 plus what's the blue?
0.
So it's 33 yards.
Okay.
And the return is for Colsey, and it's -4.
The blue -4, so it's a -4 return for Colsey.
Yeah.
Oh, do we tack on any? There's no distance for Parsley, right? No distance.
No distance for Parsley.
And Colsey gets -4 on the return.
Yeah, there's no yard. We're not looking at PR yards. That's specific. That's specified. So
yeah. All right. So from the 34, he kicks at 33, so that's going to be 67. So that's going to be 33 minus 4 to the 29, if my math is correct on that.
Isn't this exciting?
So the Oakland, 1st and 10 on their 29. You want to keep calling plays? You want to go back to the dice?
Go back to the dice.
All right, and we'll just finish out the first quarter here. But, this could be 70s football, though. I mean,
I like how this has gone, to be honest. I know it's a scoreless game, but it really is between the trenches, and the Raiders defense they gave up 17 points a game, and Houston scored 17 points a game. So, I mean, this isn't that far off the mark.
All right.
So Raider ball, no bonuses.
9-4.
Screen, bump, and run, which would be the worst defense to play against, the best defense to play against the screen.
I'm wondering how much he changed here, or if it's just we're just getting some different roles tonight.
I think we're getting some different roles. It does seem to be...
And different teams, too.
Right. Different teams, but it does seem to be less than one full thing. I mean, yeah.
All right. So screen...
He's tightened up the ratings for sure.
24 on the screen.
Be wide receiver, too.
So that's going to be Morris Bradshaw.
And his receiving.
Morris Bradshaw receiving is a 4. I rolled a 1.
So he's going to get 4 plus blue.
4 plus 1 is 5. So
My
5 yards. Bradshaw.
2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 on the 34 of Oakland. 8-4.
Outside run, bump and run.
$33.
Defensive play card.
Against the bump.
33. Defensive line 4.
So Andy Doris.
Okay.
Tackle is a 4. I rolled a 5.
So it's a 14-yard gain.
Ooh, that's our first big gain here to number 9 on the run.
It will be Bart Van Egan.
So Van Egan, 14 yards. And that's
first
a first down. Our second first down of the quarter. All right, so it's a 1st and 10, and that's going to bring it up to the 48-yard line. We're almost over midfield for the first time today.
Yeah. We haven't had to use any of the notes or anything yet.
I got a 6 and a 5.
Inside run, bump and run.
$42.
Offensive line, power.
That's a 5. Oh, I rolled a 9.
Nothing doing.
Absolutely nothing for 18.
For Terry Robisky.
Okay, so that's going to be a 2nd and 10 now at the 48. Still
Yeah,
can't get over
midfield. Having that first down, let me tell you.
Yeah, the first team to break 50 wins the Lions-Buck game. Yeah, this has been a Lions, but I should have done that. They don't have 76 yet, I don't think. I got a 14-8.
Medium pass blitz.
All right, medium against the blitz.
All right.
20.
Quarterback deep.
Stabler's deep as a 4. Oh, I rolled an 8, so that'll be incomplete.
Incomplete. 3rd down.
To 12.
All right, so it's 3rd and 10.
Casper. Okay.
Oh no, you're doing for the who was incomplete.
So 3rd and 10 now at the Oakland 48-yard line. I'm thinking we need a couple of runs here to.
Everybody get your good luck because it's a 6 bonus for everybody.
Oh, 3rd and 10. You're right. 3rd and 10. I'm thinking 2 yards to get over the 50-yard line. I have a 15 and a 5.
Well, it's going to be a medium pass regardless. And a 5 and a 6 is an 11. So blitz.
All right, here come the Oilers. Medium pass. Stabler on 3rd and 10. Can he get it done? A 15.
Tight end 1 deep. Can Casper work his way deep?
He's got a 7, and I rolled a 1.
17 plus blue.
Is plus what? 18 yards
Woohoo!
to Casper, right?
Yep, tight end 1.
Yep. Casper makes this catch, 17 yards, 18 yards, and it's a first down.
And for
So
the
we're gonna
first time, we're into opposition territory.
Yeah, so it's going to be at the 34 of Houston.
So it would be 51 yards from here, just in case.
Yeah, and the ball is deflating. Yet we've been it's moving so fast.
With Errol Mann as the kicker, who couldn't hit the broad side of a barn from 2 yards, but
yeah, he's got 0 distance too.
All right.
Now, as far as I'm not sure about field goals though.
We'll get to that if we need it.
Yeah. All right. Let's at least get a field goal try. All right. 1st and 10 now. We have a 7 and a 4.
Gonna be outside run versus bump and run.
Outside against the bump. 14.
Okay. It's the question marks, and that's in the rules. So if we look to the rules, the flex player designations use the offensive player with the highest specified rating. So we're going to use the highest specified rating,
and it was rush
for the rush. So
Van Egan's a 4.
Is he the highest?
Yeah.
Or Robisky?
Either one's a 4.
What's the 20-sider say?
14.
We'll go Robisky.
All righty, and I rolled a 7, so they don't.
Doesn't matter. Oh, he gets 2 yards.
He'll get 2. All right, so 2 yards for Robisky. Okay. It's the first time we've seen the question mark come up.
Yeah, before I think we went with when we did the. I'm not sure that we looked at the rules before. I think the last time we just used whoever was on the 20-sider, but this specifically says highest in that category. You can break the tie however you'd like.
Okay.
Essentially.
10-4. On
Good
2nd
buddy.
and 8.
Short pass, bump and run.
Short pass, bump and run for the Raiders. Right, yep. They're driving. Mm-hmm. This drive started on their own 29-yard line, by the way. So on the 32 of Houston, 2nd and 8, short pass. See, I haven't rolled very high tonight either with a red die. That's the other thing. I've been rolling a lot of 1s. So now I finally got a 49 here.
We're going to go on the defensive play card.
On the bump. Bump and run.
But bumpty bump. 49, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, now this is interesting. It's going to be an offensive check here. Tight end 1 receiving. So Casper receiving.
It's a 6, but I rolled a 7.
Incomplete. That's the first That's new on these charts. I think they were all defensive players before.
Remember when we said we need more defense on here? Do you think he might have been doing some swapping here on the chart? So
I think that's a good thing because you don't want it to be
stagnant.
No, I think that's good. And also, I'm just looking at I'm looking at the rush contained, for instance, and the higher the numbers are the pass numbers. And so you can really get burned playing the wrong defense and have it come to that. So on a goal line chance, if you're playing goal line, for instance, and you roll like a medium or long pass, there's a chance for breakaways. So yes, so there finally is a penalty, or maybe because we're just noticing it, if you get caught in the wrong defense.
Okay. All right, so we have a 3rd and 8 on the 32 of Houston.
All right, so everyone's getting 6.
8-2.
16 is a long pass, and 10 is a blitz.
Oh, boy.
Long pass.
All right, Stabler.
Airs it out.
Hell, to have some time. Here comes the blitz. 69.
Safety 2 for Houston. Cover.
Safety 2 cover is a 2. I rolled a 5.
30 Touchdown. Yeah. What yard line are we on?
30 plus breakaway.
But what yard line are we on?
I'm on the 32. I'm on the 32.
Touchdown.
So he's gonna probably he'll get those 2 yards. You think?
He'll get the 2. Yeah, he'll get the 2 yards because you're gonna roll 3 dice.
All right, and I went to 5
for the Raiders. Touchdown, Arthur Whittington. Now that's interesting because he only had 106 yards all year. Got 32 in one play.
Yeah, right. So it's long pass, and that was complete.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Whittington. So he takes the dump off and he goes the distance, and that's a touchdown.
Yeah, because the speed is a 1 on the breakaway. So yeah, there's like no way.
All right, so let's just for the sake of this,
roll the 3 again.
Yeah, so he gets 30. What do we say he got on the long pass? He gets 30 yards. Breakaway. 30 yards plus a breakaway. So the breakaway is these 3 plus his speed, and his speed is 1. So it would be 16, 17. So that total play would have been
good from 47 yards.
47 yards out. Okay, so just so you know. All right, that's a touchdown. Now the extra point.
It's anything above a 10.
Okay, so is that in here?
Yeah.
So just so I can see that myself. Field goal attempts. Point after touchdowns.
Obviously from that era, from the 2.
All rolls of 11 or higher are successful extra points from the 2-yard line. Okay, which is very generous considering how many kicks were missed in the 70s. All righty, so anything but a 10, it's good. So 7-0 Raiders, and
at
that
the end of right at the gun,
the first quarter. So yeah, interesting.
So what'd you guys think? Don't look at me like that. Okay, what'd you guys think?
Yeah.
I liked it. I really did.
It's weird, like kind of just back and forth. Is Eddie came by and also Everett came by.
Take a look at the old defensive charts and see if the offense was involved in those plays. Because to me, that looked new.
I think you're right. So let me look it up here. Season ticket football. Play card, offense, defense. Okay. So okay. This is the very first one. And yes, there was on goal line, there was defensive line and offensive line and tight ends. Yes. So that was it. There was some of that.
Okay.
So there was some of that on the defense. Let me check the offense. And yeah, there was the same. Everything low was offense, everything high is defense. So
I thought that went really well. There was a couple of questions on what to do on the
dashes.
Dash.
Yep.
And the rule looks been it's just because some situations there has been some changes between what we did last week and what we did this week, the breakaway being the major change, I think.
The big thing about the game is it's this right here. It's the blue die. That's the key. So your white and your red, that gets your number to look at. That tells you the player and the rating, and each player has, it looks like 3 or 4 different ratings, or 5 ratings, depending on what you need. And then if they meet or beat the blue die, you get the better result. If it doesn't, then you get the lesser result. And that's kind of how the game plays. So we're doing a lot of rule looking up now because we just want to be absolutely sure about things. But now we didn't have a fumble, we didn't have an interception, and we didn't have a penalty.
Right. So but you're not going to get a lot of penalties in the game, and I think that's by design. The advanced rules throw more penalties in.
Ron McGrath says he loves it. And Everett brings up a good point. He goes, he likes the way the plays involve different players at different positions.
The matchups, you could visualize it in your head. And I talked about this a little bit before. The Richard Dent with the sacks the last time we played. That kind of went, you could see that. And visualization is so important when it comes to any type of cards and dice gaming. And so, yeah, you could absolutely see that. I think because it's the two of us trying to play together, it's a lot of chart lookups. But I like it. I was really happy with how this went tonight.
I would like to see. Well, we only played one quarter, but I'd like to see at least one penalty a quarter. I mean, to go an entire quarter without a penalty. I mean, some of these teams get 8 or 9 penalties a game. You know.
I mean, especially Oakland.
And I get what you're saying about the flow of the thing, but if you're trying to keep it real, if you're going to do that many plays in a quarter without some kind of a hold or a offside or something
Now,
like
in
that.
the advanced rules, you add a D12, a yellow D12, and a
Oh,
D20.
that's right. Okay, let me look
And
at
so
that
if you
right
did
now.
that, I'm just looking here. A 12 on the D12 is a flag. Okay, so maybe the next time we do that, we can actually just add that rule to it. So if you roll the D, so on that D, an additional D12, that 1 through 12, and if you own pocket pennant run, you have a D12.
Yeah.
It does that, and then it breaks it down for the D20 tells you what if it's a rushing call or a pass call, what the penalty is. So in a pass,
So yes, D12. If you roll a 1, it's a fumble check.
right?
And
And
a
if the
12
yellow
is a
D12
penalty
is
check.
yes or equal to the sacker's,
Strip rating.
okay. So if you roll a D12 and you roll a 1, it's a fumble check. If the D12 on a sack check is less or equal to the sack strip rating, then it's a fumble.
On a fumble check. All right, so hang on a second. So a fumble check is triggered
Right.
if either or both occurs. The yellow D12 is a 1.
Right.
Well, the yellow D12 is less than or equal to the sacker's strip rating. Oh, so that must be on a sack then.
Right.
Oh, sack only. Okay. That's how I'm reading that. Okay. On a fumble check, a fumble occurs if the yellow D20, so I have to roll a yellow D20, is less than or equal to the fumble.
The ball carrier's fumble rating.
Okay, so Earl Campbell's fumble rating is a 7. Mike Barber's fumble rating is a 20. So he's going to fumble all the time.
And if there's a slash there or a dash, it means no fumble is possible.
Okay.
Fumbles do not occur on incomplete passes or interceptions.
Okay. On a sack,
And
fumble
that's how
occurs
this is on a rushing player completed pass. The fumble, because you've asked about this. The fumble occurs at the yard line where the play ended.
Okay, that clarifies it.
Yeah, on a sack, the fumble occurs at the point of the sack. On breakaways, returns, or run backs, the fumbles occur at the end of the run. If a fumble is indicated on a rushing play, breakaway, return, or run back that would have resulted in a touchdown, the fumble occurs just short of the end zone on a yard line indicated by the yellow D20.
Well, let's do it. Let's play a couple of plays with the yellow die.
All right.
Right? Let's just try a couple of plays. We'll kick off, and now we'll play advanced. So we didn't get any penalties at all.
Right. We're not going to do the advanced timing, but this is just for the penalties and for fumbles.
Yep. So I would take.
We actually haven't done a kick. We haven't done a kickoff in an hour and a half. So for those of you that joined us late,
those of you joining us. So let me add that camera back here, and then set it up like that.
And that doesn't seem like that's an arduous. There's a lot of dice. I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's the. But
let me drop that down a little bit so
all
we can read that a little bit.
So Houston gets a second life because we're adding a rule change here. We get
well,
to play.
I'm interested to see what this does to this now because I was a little disappointed that I was getting nothing for that. All right, so here's the key. So I take it we're rolling both of these here.
Well, we're going to roll the D. I think you only need to roll the D12.
No, because this is for penalties. That's for penalties. So
hold
on a 12 on the yellow D12 indicates a flag.
Right. You only get a flag on the D12 and a fumble on the D12. So you only need to roll the D12, and then if we get an event, then you can roll the D20.
Oh, you're right. So if we get it's a fumble check.
Right.
All right. So 1 in 12 penalty and fumble. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So yeah. So let's see. Let's see if we can pick up
But
the
we don't
pace a
get it.
little
We
bit.
don't get a penalty on a kickoff
I guess. Yeah. Well.
because it's only for runs or passes.
Yeah.
That's
I'm gonna ask him about that.
You can.
Penalties on kicks, because how many times is there holdings? There's got to be.
Well, special
know.
teams, yeah.
So. Okay, so let's play a little bit more. So let's go to the kickoff here. All right,
Yep.
so Errol Mann is going to kick off here as we start the second quarter, 7-0 Oakland. All right, so we have a 53 on the kickoff.
Received white die yards into the end zone.
So 3 yards into the end zone. Want to call it touchback?
Nope. Because look at the next part. 10+ breakaway.
Oh. All right, so
let me get the so we got to roll to see who the returner is.
9.
Johnny Durden.
All right, so Durden gets it -3, and he's going to get 10 plus a breakaway.
10 plus a breakaway. He's going to get 7 on the speed rating, by the way. So roll the three die.
Ooh. All righty. So I have 16.
And
plus
7 is 23. So it's a 30-yard return.
So it brings out to the 27-yard line.
Yep. I like how they do that. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
27-yard line.
Yep. All right. So Houston with the ball, 1st and 10 on their own 27-yard line. And now we're going to incorporate another die.
All right. But first, we're going to roll to see what the play is. So no bonuses.
8-3.
Outside run, rush contain.
Outside
and now you would roll.
So 1 and 12 we're looking
Right.
for. Okay, so there's no penalty or anything here. So I rolled a 15 on an outside run.
It's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be Campbell on a rush. It's the question mark. So what's the rush ratings for the running backs?
Yeah.
Highest rush rating.
Yeah, Campbell, yep.
And what's his rating?
It's a 7, and I rolled a 7, so he beats that.
So 9 plus blue.
16 yards. First down.
First down.
So Campbell picks up. All righty. So it's a
I
first
think
and 10.
I think the play calling works better than calling the play. Just from that one series that we both did for the for that. Just general rule of thumb. We'll see.
6 and a 7.
Inside run, cover 2.
All righty. Ooh, almost a flag. 59 on the inside run.
Defensive lineman 3. Tackle.
So Browning is a 4. I rolled a 9. He didn't get it. It's going to be a 5-yard gain. Right?
Yep, 4.
5.
Throw Campbell.
So we said 59. 5-yard gain for Campbell. Yep. So Campbell goes for 16. Now he goes for 5. So now he's finally breaking out here.
Oh, they finally gave him the ball.
Yeah. All right. So now we have a second and 5 on the Houston 48. This is their deepest field position.
Wow. All right. So no bonuses.
All righty. 11-6.
Short pass, cover 2.
All righty. 14.
Tight end 2.
Tight end 2. Oh, it's going to be and what are we looking at?
We're looking at receiving.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So tight end 2 is Conrad Rucker. His receiving is 0. I rolled a 1, so that would be incomplete.
Incomplete. Oh, if you rolled a 0, it would have been 7 plus.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been 7.
But since Conrad Rucker isn't even a household name in his own house, incomplete.
All right, so we got a
5, so it's a +3 bonus.
3rd and 5 on the 48-yard line of Houston. And Houston has the ball on their own side. Here we go. 10-8.
Okay, 13 is medium pass, 11 is blitz.
Medium blitz.
Good luck.
35.
Offensive line protect.
Protect is a 6. I rolled a 1.
Ooh. It's 11 plus to whom?
11 plus 1, so 12-1.
Tim Wilson.
12 yards to Wilson. It's a first down. That's my dog sleeping over here, if you can hear him. So we're at the 40 of Oakland right now.
Wow.
Boy, the
Break
teams,
up the Oilers.
it just took a couple of quarters to get everybody lubed up.
You know, it's kind of interesting because you can almost kind of feel the fatigue from all that hard hitting in the first quarter.
Maybe.
You know,
Again, you could write the
I know
story,
it's
yep.
just whatever we add to it, but all right.
Yep. All righty. So we got a 1st and 10 at the Oakland 40-yard line, and we have a 7-8.
Outside run, pass splits.
49.
Defensive lineman 1. Tackle.
Tuzak 5. I rolled a 7.
4-yard gain.
For 12.
For Tim Wilson.
So Wilson picks up 12, then picks up 4. So we have a 2nd and 6 right now on the 34-yard line of Oakland. All right, this is flowing much better now. I don't know why. 7-8.
Outside run, pass splits.
Again, same play.
It's Pastorini. That playbook wasn't deep.
36.
Offensive line rush.
I have a 5, and I rolled a 2, so they beat that.
Breakaway.
For 8. For 8.
Earl Campbell.
So Campbell gets a breakaway. So let's
Campbell
go to
also gets 6 to whatever you're rolling.
Oh, the speed?
Yep, the speed's a 6, so it's the 3 plus 6. 3 dice plus 6.
Ooh, I have 19
plus
6
is 25. Touchdown, Earl Campbell, 50 yards.
50. Just like that.
Just like that.
Wow. Campbell goes all the way. Extra point. We said anything but a 10. It's good.
42.
And it's 7-7. Wow. Well, that was pretty darn cool. I think.
Houston strikes oil.
Yeah, right. So this, like I say, you can't just play a quarter and give up on the game. You got to play a little bit more.
I think so. We're going to continue, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, I want to see what's going to happen with penalties and stuff when we get one. So we got a 37 on the kickoff.
37 is received at the white die.
At the 7.
All right. So at the 7, now who's the returner?
I didn't roll that. 18.
It's going to be
Harold Hart, it looks like.
Harold Hart again. Oh, he's going to get 8 yards. All right. So 37. It is. Hold on. So it's 10 plus blue.
0.
Plus 8.
So 18. So it lands at the 7.
And it gets another 25. So to define that, it was 10 plus blue plus kick returner yards.
Yep. So 15 and 7. Is that what we're doing? No, 18 and 7. 25.
No, I thought he got 8.
He got it at the 7. Yeah, he got it at the 7.
All right. Yeah, so it's at the 25.
10 plus 8 is 18, so it's a 25. Yeah, okay. So 1st and 10 on the 25 for Oakland. All righty. 5-6.
Inside run, cover 2.
$43.
Offensive line power.
They got a 5. I rolled a 0.
And so it's a 1 plus a blue.
1 yard gain for 9.
1 yard gain for Van Egan.
All right, 2nd and 9 now at the 26 of Oakland. 8-8.
Outside run and pass blitz.
You know what we're going to do?
What?
I want a fumble check. So we're going
to. Did you roll for one?
I did not, but I just manually did that because I want to see what it's going to do. Because I want to put that into play.
Okay, so it's a fumble check. So okay, outside run, Pass
All right.
blitz.
All right. So we roll the 35.
Ooh, offensive line rush.
Their rush is a 4. I
Right.
roll the 6.
So it's a 1 yard gain. All right. On a fumble check, a fumble occurs. All right. So I got to determine who the
Roll
who's
the 20. Yeah. So 3
a 3 is Van Egan. So the
is
way I read it says fumble rating is a 4. So it has to be 1, 2, 3, or 4, right?
on the 20.
Yes.
All right. So on a fumble check, a fumble occurs if the LD20 is less than or equal to
So it has to be 4 or less for Van Egan.
4 or less. So it's a 1 yard gain. The ball might come 3, and it's a 13, so there's no fumble.
Okay.
Okay. So Van Egan gets 1 yard. So that's going to give us a 3rd and 8 on the 27.
All right. So it's +6 on the bonuses.
All righty. So we got a 14-7.
Medium pass, deep zone.
Okay. I'm going to turn the penalty on this one here. All right.
All right.
So I got a 10 on a medium pass deep.
Well, guess what? You don't need to turn on the penalty because you got one.
Oh, we got a false start.
False start. Back them up
Alrighty.
5.
Minus
So
5.
there. You pull the fire alarm and it goes off on its own. Someone burnt the toast.
So we got 3rd and 13 on the 22.
Same +6s.
And I'm going to run another penalty here on this next play because I want to check the chart and have it done
Okay.
off the chart. So we have a 11-4.
Medium pass and pass blitz.
Medium pass and pass blitz. Okay, we're going to simulate a penalty here. So I have a 59
Defensive play card.
on the
Pass
blitz.
59 is going to be quarterback evade.
His evade is 4, and I roll the 5.
Pressure.
So we got doom, 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 doom. Pressure, pressure, pressure.
So you got to re-roll the 3.
Yep. 58.
Safety 1. Interception.
It's a 0, and I
You
roll
picked it
the
up.
4.
Oh. It's
So
a 0.
it's incomplete.
Incomplete. But
And we have a flag.
flag on the play on the pass. So you roll now the D20.
And it's a 20.
Face mask.
Defense.
Automatic first down.
All right. So that was an incomplete pass, but we have a flag, and it's 15 yards. And so that would be 1st and 10 at the 37 of Oakland. And that's, I think, how that would work on the flag.
Yep.
I think I like working in the yellow die, even though we didn't get anything.
I would not make that, and I would make that a basic rule. That was not difficult at all.
Yeah, I think
The
you're right.
timing for the advance is a little bit more difficult than that. But as far as the penalties are concerned, I like the fact that they're on the card and I would call that a basic rule. I don't think that's going to come up too often. You got a 1 in 12 chance for either, right?
Yeah. 1 in 12 chance for a flag, 1 in 12 chance for a fumble check.
Right.
For fumble check.
And so you're going to ask about flags on special teams.
Yeah, penalties on kicks. Yeah, I do like that yellow dice. That should not be advanced. That should be basic. That should be part of the game.
I like that. I like that. I like the fact that that they're there in the basic, but you're right. There wasn't. I mean, it's hard to envision the 78 Raiders not.
We got 1 flag in a quarter and a half almost. Then we only get 2 scores though. Now on an interception.
For what?
Just so on
the
okay,
fumble?
so no, I'm just looking out loud interceptions here. So if we had a medium pass, we rolled the 45, and the cornerback 1 interception rating was greater than equal to the blue die, it would be an interception 14.
It's interesting. You can't have an interception on a short pass You can have a sack on a short pass. Oh no, pressure.
There's one.
I'm sorry. If
Yeah,
you get a pressure rating, you can get. You
and
can get the
also
pick.
on 35, is an interception.
Okay.
So there's only a couple interceptions on a short pass. On interceptions triggered by a defender's interception rating, that player records the interception. For all other interceptions, use the player die in the interception column. Then roll the result dice to determine the length of the reception, if any. And there's a whole separate chart for that. Okay.
I like the changes. I liked what he did with the breakaway.
Mm-hmm.
I think he clarified a couple things. I thought it went really well. Obviously there's things to work on.
Yep.
But for our first playthrough with teams, that was a dour game for sure. But Pastorini couldn't throw, and Stabler's got great breakaway speed. So if he got in trouble, he could escape, and there is an evade check there. To me, the strength of the game is the matchups. Because you can visualize, can that player or can that line protect to make that play?
Yeah, and sometimes it goes to the individual player. Sometimes it's offense. Sometimes it's defense. It does a good job of mixing it up. It really does. I kind of like how sometimes it's the offensive line as a whole, and other times it's individual players. Sometimes it's defense. Yeah, it does a good job of that.
I think so.
I'm interested to see what the dash is, because Pastorini's got a dash for a rush. So does that mean he loses every rushing attempt?
I would say he couldn't. Well, how many does it say? How many? I haven't closed
it. Stabler too. He's got a 0 for a rush, but didn't he evade one time and he took off for?
Yeah.
Stabler. Yeah, he scrambled for how many yards did he get on the scramble here?
He had a breakaway, didn't he?
Yeah, he did actually.
Because he had the evade. He doesn't have any speed, so it would be the straight 3. But he evades. So evade.
He got 6 yards. He got 6 yards on a scramble.
Evade would be scramble.
Right.
So rush would be just kind of like a Lamar Jackson today. In fact, Stabler doesn't have a run number.
Right.
I think McMahon did or something like that when we played. But he could evade. So the evade would be his ability to scramble.
Yeah, so if you evade, you can get a breakaway. It still can be incomplete. You can get a short gain, 1 plus blue, 6 plus blue, or another break. No, I'm sorry. Just on evade, it's either a breakaway or incomplete.
So those dashes on the running backs and the tight ends. I mean, Joe Stewart, I don't even know why he's listed, because he can't catch a ball.
Yeah.
There should be there should be a 0. If there's.
That's just weird that Tim Wilson is 0 rush, 0 power, and he's the running back 2.
Right. And he ran for 400 yards. He was their second leading rusher. He's able to get rushing yards. He got a few. In fact, he got a breakaway, if I remember correctly, right?
I'm looking at here for Wilson. He got 2, 8, and 0 is 8. He had 8 yards rushing in the first, and then 4. So he's got 12 yards rushing today. And he normally gets 3.4 yards carry. So even if you finish with, so what did I say? He got
12 on 4 carries, so about 3 yards a carry.
So if he were to do that in the second half, he would get his
about 24, 25 yards on 8 carries.
Yep. And how many games did they play?
16. It was the first year of the 16. So Alexa, what's 348 divided by 16?
348 divided by 16 is 21.75.
Yeah, that's about right. Thank you.
So he got 431 divided by 16. So he needs 26. Okay, so he was almost halfway there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so clearly I think we called that right, but it does need clarification. There's a dash of 0.
Yeah, so I'm wondering how he gets any yards. Well, he would get yards probably off the defense.
He could get him. I mean, he got the yards, but is that dash an automatic loss? I think we needed some clarification on if the reading is a dash.
Well, because I'm thinking here, Robert Woods, all right, Conrad Rucker, whatever. His tight end 2, he's got a receiving a 0. If I roll 0 on the blue, he wins because he matched it.
Right.
So 0 is better than dash. Dash is less than 0. Dash you can't win.
Dash you can't win, but that needs to be clarified.
So with the 0, you still can win. Okay, that's what I was. Yes, with
Okay.
0, there's still a 1 in 10 chance you're going to pull that off.
But
So
that does need to be clarified.
Yeah. So
Do you guys have any questions that are still watching?
Yeah, guys that are watching, I'm going to send some notes here to Clay, and I want to know what you guys think. If you guys have any questions about some things here that you've seen. So what I'm going to ask him is, punts inside the 10.
Yeah,
what are we going to do about that? Especially the fair catches. You would not fair catch inside the 10. What do the dashes mean? Is that an automatic loss? Penalties on kicks, we're going to ask about. I think the yellow die, the fumble, that's definitely. Well, again, if you want basic, there's basic, but if you want have any kind of chance,
that didn't seem like that was a terrible add-on to do.
Yeah,
I would also see maybe if he would change the play calling to the 10-sider dice.
Yeah, I got that here. The 8-sided die,
Because,
maybe.
Yeah.
To go to 10-sided die, that. Yeah, it would just mean an adjustment there on the table because you'd be adding.
I kind of wonder. I mean, we did 85 for those 2 games, and we did 78 today. That when you get to a modern season, is there going to be enough pass calls? It seems like we did an awful lot of running, but for the era, that's
a good point.
How many plays did we get a quarter? I think Everett, it was 35 for the first because we used the sheet. For if you don't use the sheet, it's 30 seconds per play call in the first and third quarter. So you get 30 plays in a quarter. In the last 2 minutes of the half and the game, I think it goes down to 10, Dave. Dave's adding up, but I think it's 10.
So I got 30, 35, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 30 plays gets us to the 2-minute warning.
Okay.
And then in the first quarter, you get 5 plays inside 2 minutes in the first quarter. In the second quarter, 30 plays gets us down to the 2-minute warning, and you have 13 plays, actually. I think that's kind of a lot, though.
In the basic game, all plays take 30 seconds off the clock. Exception plays in the last 2 minutes of either half only take 10. So, so he's figuring 12 for the last 2 minutes. You should get roughly 130 plays, I believe, is what an average football game would be.
So that's, they say so 30 plays a quarter is 120. So you probably want 33 plays a quarter. Even when I play APA, I get way more than that. I get, 30, they say 30, but if you think about it, if you're playing, if you do a run, that's 30, 40 seconds, right? Incomplete passes can be like 5 seconds or less.
Right. I think for a basic game, I think 30, 35 is about right.
So in this one here, you're going to get 43 plays in the second quarter.
That's a lot.
Yeah. In the fourth quarter, too. They're just kind of identical here.
Phoenix, this is the first time we've seen anything more than the 85 Bears and Patriots. I'm not sure you'd need cross error rules for that, because I would think that the earliest season is 72. We'll see. You can play it.
Yes, I think you can call plays. I don't know if it's. I don't know. Does it say it in there if you can or not in the rules, or is it
calling?
Play selection.
Play selection. It doesn't say that you can't. It says use the play selection tables on the defensive card. doesn't say that you can.
Doesn't say you can't or you
Doesn't say you
can.
can't. But I believe it is designed for you to do that. And because we didn't have a lot of offense, we didn't get to use any of the changes in play calls from inside the 30. You can't
Oh,
throw
yeah.
For instance, you can't call a long pass in certain situations and that. I think it's a basic enough game, Phoenix, that play however you want. The ratings would be lower for an older receiver, I think. So I think if they're rated correctly, they get you the same, the right pass completion.
What I think we need to do too is I'm looking over here, Ron, and you see how you were pointing out the offensive play. We can't really see it here on my chart here, but
right.
Okay, you see how this over here?
Yeah, the notes, right?
The notes. I would like to see those connected because I'm looking at notes. I'm like, okay, inside the 15, inside run. Okay, what is an inside run inside the 15? Well, it's the medium pass here, but I didn't immediately connect those.
Well, the same line. Maybe if you put lines in the table or whatever.
Well, that's what I'm thinking there. Maybe under notes, just go down and be like, no change, no change, no change, no change, and then have that. So I'm going to ask about manual play calling on the play selection. I would suggest.
And I think in the modern seasons, because of the ways that plays are called, would there be enough pass plays called?
Kicks.
We seem to run an awful lot tonight, but that was the era. So
kicks need an arrow to the returns because that was a little confusing.
You have
modern.
Well,
era
1, 2,
passes.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I he's kind of got it contained for 50-50.
I would think in the modern era you'd see a lot more short passes.
What you might want to suggest is on the team sheet there might be a bonus for pass heavy teams. You might add 1 or 2 per roll to get you out of that run.
What about this? What about play selection charts and you have neutral, running, and passing. You know what I mean?
You can put it down, yeah. I just think that also, but if you put a bonus on, let's say,
but I mean, if you had a team like this,
Patriots.
But what I'm saying, so on Houston and Oakland here, maybe you put their run specific. So this current chart maybe would be your run chart,
right?
And then for modern teams, there would be pass specific. So you'd have a chart which would have more passes.
It's worth putting in there to talk to him about. Sure. What do you guys think? Ron, I found it easier. I mean, we did play calling for a couple series, and I went back to having the dice roll it. Now, I generally like calling my own plays, but
yeah, I think this has a ton of potential.
Oh, absolutely.
I think a couple of tweaks.
He's done really well with it.
I think he's real close. There's a few little things that I'd like to see the kickoffs with the arrow pointing that these are together, that you're not rolling for kick and rolling for return. I'd like to see, that clarified. Same with the punts, then clarifying the punts inside.
Yeah, and a breakaway needs to at least clarify that needs a reroll. Even if it just says breakaway reroll.
Yeah. All right, let me write that down.
It says one thing in the instructions and you get the other.
And we need to clarify the rerolls in the game. Just
no point. And again, even in our first go through, I said to Dave, this felt like football. It was generic football, but it felt like football.
This is fun.
He's
like
done a really good job with this.
You use offensive line, certain players, you check different players.
And maybe the 1 in 6 chance to get on the defensive chart is the right thing after all. We certainly use it more tonight with these teams.
Yeah. There's a lot of defensive checking off the offense too, though.
Oh, absolutely. So any other questions you guys have before we go?
I thought that went pretty
I
well.
thought that was brilliant, Clay. You've done an excellent job.
Yep.
And
I
again, to
enjoyed that.
piggyback what we talked about on the show, I mean, that's what beta does, and that's how Dave and I work together when we do betas. Is we sit there and play it together, and go, "What do you think about this? What do you think about that?" And so one of you mentioned that, yeah, it was like a live brainstorm or working workshop session. That's what it is. And honestly, if the game wasn't that good, we wouldn't have been doing this, to be honest.
Yeah, if we were bored, then we would. But at the same time, that first quarter that we had here was kind of lame. Not gonna lie.
But that was 70s football.
But yeah, that's 70s football. And look what happened in the second quarter. We got a bomb for a touchdown pass to the halfback. It goes 50 yards, and then Earl Campbell stumbles 38 yards for another one. So we gave it some more time, and that's kind of how the Stone Cold hockey went. We were ready to chuck that after the first period.
First game of that, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, that just turned into one of my favorite games.
That went from Yahtzee to hockey in a hurry.
Yeah, it really did. So
yeah. anything else before we run off?
So we'll go put those on the forum there. Make some notes on that, and yeah. I mean,
join the Facebook group. It's a public group.
Yep.
The files are all there. Now the charts are all two-sided. The teams are all one page, and the rules are 6 pages. So it's pretty light on the printing. It's the easier thing to do. I've got 7 tabs open because I have to have my PDFs on the screen. But it wasn't that bad. Very easy to follow, and I love what he's done. I love what he's done.
Yep. No, it's going pretty well. So, all right. Well, thanks for tuning in. So this is kind of a look at season ticket football, the beta, and we had just done a show today on what we like to do in beta. So as you can see, we kind of play, we take some notes, we talk back and forth about some things, we try to work it out. As one of us gets stumped, then we write it down and say, this is kind of stumping me here, or it needs to be clarified. And then we run into things like the punt on the fair catch on the 1 yard line. That would not happen. So we need to.
And again, to be fair to Clay, it might not be something he thought of.
Like Barbara, and
Barbara.
sorry about your Rangers. But so let's go Oilers. We'll see.
That's what I'm rooting for.
Yeah. Tomorrow night on the channel here, I'm supposed to have Dave Little on, and we're supposed to be talking hockey with the basketball guy. So if you guys are around tomorrow night, we'll probably be playing some hockey here. I got to talk to Dave and see what he has in mind, what game he wants to look at. But he wants me to show him how to play some hockey games. So I don't know if we're playing cards and dice. I don't know if we're going to play PC, but we're going to have some fun tomorrow night here with Dave Little here as we play some hockey here on the channel.
No puppies will be involved.
No, the Puppy Bowl. Yeah, the Stanley Pup. The Stanley Pup. Yep. So that'd be good. Yep. And go Oilers. Yep. Let's beat those Panthers. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
And we shall talk to you all later.
Bye-bye. Good night.